All right. Right-wingers, folks. They're beautiful people. Don't you feel safe when you're at a church? Don't you feel safe when you're at a Trump rally? I go to a Trump rally and I'm like, damn, I have never felt safer. Because this is the party of law and order. They love law and they love order. And they're beautiful people and they love every other American. And they're great to be around. Right? Wrong. So here's another example. Michigan man charged with setting fire to Planned Parenthood building. Oh, great. All right, let's read. This is a couple days ago. Federal prosecutors have charged a 25-year-old man who allegedly set fire to a Planned Parenthood building in Michigan. Joshua Brereton of Paw Paw, Michigan, was charged with one count of arson. Arson of an organization receiving federal funding. If convicted, Brereton faces up to 20 years in prison, according to the Justice Department. The charge also carries a 5-year mandatory minimum sentencing. According to court documents, law enforcement responded to a reported fire at Kalamazoo Planned Parenthood in late July. After the fire was extinguished, the local fire marshal noticed the fires were ignited from 2 separate sources, in the bushes outside the building and from a fire starter log that looked like it had been thrown onto the roof. Through the Planned Parenthood surveillance footage, investigators determined that the person who started the fire used a Duraflame log to start the fire on the roof, court documents say. They then searched store records and learned that Brereton had bought a Duraflame log at a local Walmart less than 2 hours before the fire. Folks, just a hot tip. If you're going to commit a crime, don't be like this guy. You know, Jesus Christ, like, this is embarrassing. Brereton's appearance at the store's security camera footage matched that of the Planned Parenthood, court documents say. Investigators say they also located Brereton's YouTube channel where he posted videos railing against the government, taxes, and abortion. Oh, great. We have a very sane individual here, totally not a nutcase. Like, right now, we have a genocide happening, Brereton says in one video, according to court documents. Genocide of babies! And people think this is always a hot topic. You literally have neighbors who think it's okay to kill a baby. So it's not okay to kill a baby, but it's okay to kill people that work at Planned Parenthood. It's okay to destroy their jobs and livelihood. And also, okay, it's genocide. But again, you know, the hypocrisy doesn't matter. Oh, it's genocide, but what about masturbation? Oh, it's genocide. What about miscarriages? Oh, it's genocide. What about just like when you fuck and then just nothing happens, right? You ever meet these people that like, oh, we're trying to have a baby. They're fucking like 4 times a day and then nothing happens, right? Like, I don't know, man. They're trying. Is it genocide when the sperm doesn't fucking win? I don't know. It's almost like all of this shit is made up. It's almost like these people have been programmed by stupid politicians. Almost like that. Anyway, so this guy's burning down Planned Parenthoods, and this is a thing that's been happening in this country for a very long time. This is not a unique thing. This has been happening for decades, but it's only going to get worse because you have a bunch of people, churches, religion, you know, again, Republicans, you know, political politicians, right? People just lying to people and filling their head with garbage, right? Now, again, if you are able to believe in God, if you're able to believe that there's a magical fairy that exists and they made everything in the world and they still like look over us or whatever, and like God has a plan and all that shit, if you are capable of believing such stupid fucking garbage, of course you're capable of believing that life starts at conception and that a zygote is actually the same thing as like a 38-year-old. Of course, you believe in magical thinking. You're a fucking idiot, right? And so again, when we've got a country where 81% of people believe in God, we have a fucking problem. 81% of people in this country are susceptible to believing in shit that's totally made up, right? And if you can convince 81% of Americans to believe in a sky fairy, you can convince 81% of Americans to believe in anything. You can convince them to believe that fucking meat is good for them. You can convince them to believe that like processed food at the grocery store is good for them. You can convince them to believe that like fucking, you know, soda pop isn't that bad. You can convince them to believe that, you know, Democrats are actually a political party that's willing to combat Republican fascism. You can convince them to believe that Medicare for all is actually bad. You can convince them to believe that there's nothing we can do about coronavirus. If you can believe in God, you are already at the lowest fucking barometer for stupid fucking motherfucker, all right? And if you can believe in God, you can believe anything, no matter how far-fetched it is, no matter how made up it sounds. You'll believe it because you're American, and and you love God, and you love being a fucking idiot. Now, I know, I turn everything into an anti-God thing, but seriously, you need to understand the through line in magical thinking. It's magical fucking thinking. Is it a surprise that one of the most religious countries on earth with the stupidest fucking kinds of religion is the country that did the least to combat coronavirus? The people that have these fucking prayer circles, and then they're all getting in the circle to pray, and then as they're praying, they're infecting one another. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, anyway, stupid fucking country that produces stupid fucking people. But again, we're only treating the symptoms. We're not treating the core disease here. And the core disease is religion, fascism, and just Christianity, right? Like, just corruption and politics. That's the core disease here, and we are not treating it. Oh no, someone burned down a Planned Parenthood. Let's just give that guy some charges. It's like the January 6th stuff. Oh, all the people who planned it, they're fine. The president who planned it, they're fine. Rudy Giuliani, he's fine. Everyone's fine. Everyone who was the architect of January 6th, they're all great, wonderful people. But, we're going to pick off some of the people that actually did the dirty work. Right, again, treating the symptom and not the disease. This is a stupid fucking country. I'm going to turn my AC on.